All right. Good evening, everyone. And special shout outs to my wife. She asked for it today. If anyone else asks, they have to pay for it. But she gets an exception today. Anyway, yeah. Shout outs to her for making dinner tonight so I had time to stream. I don't know if you can hear her in the background, but she's laughing. So, I got back to building the game and it runs. However, it still has this flickering bug. And I don't think it's actually anything wrong with the accessing of the memory. It's rather something in the logic that is causing this. So I noticed something specifically. If we are, stopping the game right here, take a look at the state. And also I should mention that in the prefab update function, 1 second. Yeah. In the prefab update function, I added this test count because I wanted to see how many heap arrays am I actually pushing. I'm expecting, at least after the first, couple of milliseconds, that this would be 4001 every time, because that's the player plus 4000 meteoroids. So I took a look right here. We are having which one was it? Test count. Here. Well, okay, it's 0 because we're on a new frame. That's fine. We can look at the mesh draw prefab array. And you might notice here that we have active count 4001, 4096. Wait, no, that's a slot count. 0 active, and 3997. So this is what I'm looking for. And this is the currently active count. We clear the array. And because this was already 0, I guess it's number 2. No, it was 1. Okay. So this one was cleared. I think I just missed the update red value here. So yeah, anyway, we get down to game updates and we are expecting this one to be here, right? So we update. Oh. Current game index is 1. 8250. 8250. 8250. So why did we draw it here? That's odd. Well, even if this was the correct one, it shouldn't be 3000 and this shouldn't be 0. What is actually going on here? You can see also that it's increasing. The reason why it's increasing, I think it's because I'm scheduling it on the threads and the threads are not necessarily finished before we exit. Now, why is it not 8250? $82.38. this one. That's the wrong one. How is it the wrong one? All right. $82.50. Or wait. $82.50. Push. Where's the game? Is this wrong? Are we having old tasks here? $51.84. Maybe 85. Ah, let's try 70. 82.68. Hmm. So at the end of the queue, we have the correct mesh draw array. And at the beginning of the queue, we have presumably the old one. And then somewhere in the middle, right here, between 69 and 75, that's 7 jobs. No, it's 6 jobs. So I think this game queue thing just isn't working. this thing semaphore pop. This here. So I tried adding this thing. I don't know if we need to use that. Because I wanted to know how many tasks. I wanted to know when the tasks were actually finished, not just when they were assigned, right? So let's try this. So what I think is happening here is that we're pushing all of the tasks at the same time, and we're having, 8 scheduled or something. This one finishes, and then it just continues while the other ones are still working. And then that gap gets larger and larger over time. And then the threads don't have enough time to actually push the jobs onto the queue. Hey, TCAP. And that's why I'm having the queue is getting smaller and smaller. And also it's behind, right? So what exactly is wrong with my semaphore here? Oh. So at this point, I have scheduled 8 tasks. I'm grabbing one of them. I process it. Then there's no more jobs available, or maybe there is just because I'm stepping through it, right? No, the other ones got their jobs, but I don't know where they are. They're somewhere in the disassembly loop. Anyway, the first one is a success. The next one, this is false, which means that we timed out because there's no more work. Hold on. I think I need to swap chairs. Oh no, I'm too high now. This should be better for my back. Yeah, when this happens, I need to wait until all of the threads are done. And that's, at that point, I think I need another semaphore. Am I winning? I think I'm figuring out the cause of this bug. So wait. How do I do this exactly with a semaphore? Because I have 8 threads and I need to the the 8th one is the main one, or like the 0th one is the first one. And then I have 7 worker threads. And I'm tasking them all with a semaphore push for 8 scheduled tasks that I have pushed on the thread task queue, right? And then I pop the work off. So each thread gets 1 task because there's 8 tasks that I've scheduled. But then I have to wait for all of them to be finished. And because I'm coming back here, I'm just timing out. But I will be timing out indefinitely. See, what I want to do here, I want to halt here until the other ones are done. If I do this, then I just have an infinite loop, I think. So we're waiting here. We time out over and over and over. So how would I use a semaphore to only wake up the main thread when all of the other ones are done? Is there something like an inverse semaphore? Essentially, I want to know when something is 0. Well, like this is what I'm Googling. Getting signal when the count drops to 0. That's what I want to know. And it has to be a different semaphore because these are popped when I'm assigned the work, and I need another one when the work is done. It's funny, we were talking about malloc the other day, and Dave's Garage put out a video on how it works. Yeah, I didn't watch the video, but I saw that and I was thinking like, oh, hey, what a coincidence. Maybe he's a fan. Who knows? Wait on single wait. What is it called again? Semaphore pop. It's in here. So like, what is the reverse of this? Or like, can I wait for a specific value? Do I really need the main thread to wait that way? Mm, not necessarily, but I think isn't it the best way to do it? Like it's it's the nicest way to do it in regards to the OS, I think. Because what I could do is I could just have a, you know, atomic, and then I count up to the number of jobs scheduled whenever I finish a job. And then I just spin loop read that. And when it's 8, for example, because I'm scheduling 8 jobs, then I continue. And I know that the other threads are sleeping at that point. So we could try it just to see it working. But I still would like to use the semaphore if possible, eventually. Yeah, let's listen to, let's take TCAP's advice, I guess, to just at least see if this is the issue. So we are having state. I don't expect it to be a lot, less than a millisecond. The main thing is that I'm dividing all of the updates roughly to the number of threads, and then each thread gets its own job queue. But the problem is, one queue might take twice the amount of time as any of the others, just because it happens to be that way. So that's not a problem per se. Like it's something that I can live with. But it does mean that I'm limited by the slowest thread because I need to synchronize everything. And I don't have I don't have a way to like make the other threads busy while I'm waiting, because I'm just like straight up dividing all the work by 8 without knowing exactly how long each thing is going to take. But yeah. Ah. So I guess we just have to go in here to the threads. And when we are done with this task, we do scheduled work done. We increase that. And because all of the threads should be sleeping at this point, we can just immediately atomic write. We can write it back to 0. We're infinite looping again. But why? -1. Why is it -1? Because I never. Nice. I never did this. Atomic ink. Schedule work done. Oh. I think we're stuck in a loop again. -1 again. So it works for the first time. But then we get stuck. Oh, it worked again. So this is exactly like something is causing this to happen. Where my main thread is working on a different queue than the one scheduled. Which one was it again? Here, okay. 400 and 399. There's one task that is just not being done. What debugger is this? This is RemedyBG. This one. Oops. Wow, YouTube made something. They made something really stupid with this player. Look at this volume. Anyway, this is RemedyBG. You can buy it for $30 US. And when you do, you get all of these versions and, you know, infinite support. But I might switch over eventually to Rad debugger. I just haven't used it yet. This is what people say currently is very good. And it's for free, which is also pretty good. Yeah. This is the debugger I know and like, so that's the one I'm using. So yeah. For some reason, this last task is never done. Or is there a task here? Ah, okay. That is the last task. And that's why this keeps growing and growing, I believe. Okay, that makes a lot of sense to me right now. So if we go to the very, very beginning of game update. I need to actually, here we go. So we have 571 prefabs per thread. So what happens if we do this times 7? 3,997. But we have actually 4,001. So for 7 threads, we are pushing this many jobs, and the last one gets the last 4. So I come down here, we do the job, but for some reason, this last 4 are never made. So, okay, we should have pushed 8 jobs. You see here, 8 tasks. Huh? Okay, yeah, never mind that. Starting from 0, right at 8. Okay, so yeah. This will be 0. This is 0. And this is valid. You can see we have a function pointer and we have arguments here. Start at 3997 and do it 4 times. So I think somehow this task is never scheduled. So I might be like having a off by 1 error in this task pop function. So where are we? We are at 6, 8. Did that work? That worked. So now something is happening here. Are we ever going back in here? In any thread? Which thread is this? Oh, this is the this is the graphics thread. This is different. No, they are all sleeping. Because look, when we are finished with a task, we copy it and we zero the memory. So if we're having a task here, 500 here, this should be 0 if it was ever claimed, and it was never claimed. Hello, Tiano Presnick. I am all right. I am debugging. And I have been explaining what I've been doing for the past hour or so. Well, 30 minutes maybe. So I'm not gonna go over it in detail right now, but essentially here in this for loop, I am scheduling and processing tasks and this is for the main thread, and below I'm having game threads doing essentially the same thing. Now they are sleeping until there's a job to pop. And the idea is that the main thread also, well, it doesn't sleep. It has a timeout of 0. So if it's empty, it just goes down here. But the idea is that we finish all of the work before we proceed. But somehow, sometimes, I'm leaving one job on the queue. And it might be could there be a bug here that we're trying to claim? It shouldn't be. We are reading the index We check if it's ready. Is it something to do with that? That it's not ready or something? 319. No, it is ready. There's a function pointer here. There's just no thread scheduled for it. So when I get this timeout, it means that the semaphore has to be 0, right? So all the work has been assigned. I could, let me, I just want to see if I can do this. Like, does that fix it? So like all I did was I added a fallback where I say, well, let's say that there's one more job left to be done for whatever reason. Why don't I just delete the left tasks? Because they need to be done. Like, I have to finish the job. Otherwise, the job is not complete. What do you mean, my guy? I'm sorry, but like, that's a weird suggestion. Anyway, what I did now is just I added a fallback where if there is still work left to do, whatever, then I have this fallback where I'm popping it on the main thread. And then we continue, and then that sort of works. I am not happy with that solution though. Like we can push it. Yeah, now it's totally smooth. It's multi-threaded. I'm actually curious how fast it's updating. OpenGL. Graphics thread read. Is that in game? No. Let me build with optimizations. I just want to see. Zero 0.3 milliseconds. No, it's 3 milliseconds. So let's add more asteroids. Refab count max minus, I don't know, 5. This might not work. But it also might work because I did rewrite the memory stuff. Oh well. Where did we run out of memory? Oh, I need to not optimize, and it will tell me. Hmm? It's the texture. Why is the texture overflowing? Hmm. That should fit. No, it's just short. Why is it short? It's literally 1K or 1.5 kilobyte short. That is more. Too many values. Yeah, something is using more than it's supposed to. Just by a hair. Could it be that it's already using something here when we enter? used 0. Prefab 77. Entity 10. UI manager 10. And so on and so on. Okay. So let's go to there. Static size. It should be the same, but it's not. Although that might be because I'm adding the arena itself. Or do I? $2,000. Zero used. So what is being used here? $384. That's divisible by 127. 8. You don't understand jack shit? Well, am I back? I'm dealing with a fairly benign issue right now. I just want to make sure that I actually know exactly what's going on in the memory. So over here, I make my heap, like I have an arena with memory where I can push objects to, like I can push memory there however I want. But I want it to be very, very tight because I want it to only fit what I expect to be there. Otherwise, it doesn't let me do it. And the reason for that is because I don't want to have any weird memory bugs. So I pre-calculate the number of bytes that I need. So I have a count. Right now it's 20,000. And then I know what I need. So I need 20,000 bools. So this becomes, 20,000 because a bool, size of bool is 1. Size of U16 is 2. So then we add 4,000. So we should have 6,000 here. Then my stride, 384, is already aligned on a 127 byte boundary. So we can just multiply that also by 384, add that, and that's the number of bytes that we should have. However, when I actually come here and I try to push the same thing, to 20,000 size of bool. Oh, I'm aligning up this size. Maybe I shouldn't do that. This is the reason why it's not working. I'm fairly sure. What am I making Pokemon? No. I'm making a asteroids in 3D clone. So you probably know this game. You have a little spaceship, you fly around, you shoot asteroids, maybe there's aliens or something. So it's not a lot right now, but you go to my website. Wow, was something going on in my life? What's wrong with my website? Hello? This is new. Well, that's no good. Scheduled maintenance. UTC. 1818. Between 17 and 23. Okay, so I guess you just had to ask right in the middle of them having some kind of maintenance. No, Seoul. I'm in Germany. It says operational. Netherlands. It could be in Amsterdam. I'm not sure, actually. Well, if it would be running. So I think I can show you the Windows. No. No. I can't because I ran out of memory. Shucks. Critical error detected. Where? You're in Greece. Well, it doesn't matter where you are unless you're in like North Korea or something. It's more about where my server is hosted. How many lines of code? I have no idea, actually. Maybe here it will say. Oops. No. I don't even know how to calculate it. Like, there should be a way. I think I'm up to like maybe between 5 and 10,000 lines. Well, the issue is also I'm having some dependencies. So it's going to count KB or something. So I can't just like throw in here like a -L or whatever you do. VC, no, I don't know how to do it. Yeah, I started this in December. And then I guess I pushed this on January 30th. Yeah, I'm mostly working on the engine just to make that work well before I am fully committing to making any particular game. And there's two reasons for that. One, I enjoy engine design more than game design, I would say, in general. Like I think it's an interesting problem. I'm not necessarily a good game designer, but I like to learn more about the engine building part. And then also if you have a shitty engine and you make a game on top of that and then you change the engine, maybe you have to rewrite the entire game. How finished are we? Well, I'm about halfway done with the engine, I think. I got stuck a little bit on multi-threading. And I still have audio left to do. Aside from the fact that I'm crashing randomly right now. And I'm not sure why. It's debug 1. All I did was add this +1 megabyte here. All right. Thanks for the good luck. Am I wasting my time right now with this arena stuff? I have a feeling I am. Vertex shader could not compile. I must be overwriting the memory here somehow. So yeah, we are having our beautiful shader. And then why is it different? What? So like this is X and garbage, but here it's correct. What? That is bizarre. Oh, okay. It says, oh, okay. Eh. But GL shader source take a car array. You can see here. Pointer, pointer. So what's the issue? I didn't change any of it. What? Is it just running out of... it's running out of memory or something? Down here. Color pixel shader. Mm-hmm. Let's just add 256. And maybe even a lineup. Because I'm pretty sure that I'm just like putting two files next to each other and there's no buffer in between. And then the one is written over the other. Yeah. Program stopped. Critical error. Why? Where is there a critical error? NVOG LV64. NVIDIA OpenGL display driver. So it's possible that I am doing some unaligned writes. Because what I was doing before, the only thing, like, unless I broke my drivers or something just now, we can try to go back to what we had. So in the arena, so now we're going to run out of memory again, I guess. So I'm just going to manually edit. No. Did I break my driver somehow? Like, what is going on? Oh, it's probably I'm trying to do too many objects. I just never encountered that issue before. So if I do 2000, oops, please. Yeah. Okay. So what's the max we might be able to do? 10,000? GDI 32 full. It sounds like I'm having too many of something. You see this entire call stack, it's just OpenGL 64 DLL. So what do we do? 8192. It might be that one of these just won't scale that high. Oop. Okay, this works. Five milliseconds. Let's try. With less tasks. Or less threads, I mean. I should be able to do just that. Okay. Well, it's a little bit disappointing because if I can pause threads. No, it's still a bunch of threads here. I was just thinking because this output was suggesting that there was no benefit to me using multiple threads. Oh. That's what I wanted to do. Yeah, okay. So now we are having 3 threads, I guess. When I have no threads. Not enough threads to run the game. Well, fair enough. Well, with 8,000 objects, we're about twice as fast using 8 threads compared to 3, which is about maybe what you could expect. No? Hello? Still too low. All right. So the question is, what do we do now? Because this is working, but like I said, I don't really like how the semaphore is incorrect. And then I'm having this one job left over. Although I probably should have this like fallback. You can see also this is very rectangular because I'm keeping everything within 1,000 meters in each direction, including myself. If I go past here, I jump to the other side. And with 8,000 objects, it's pretty obvious where the limit goes. Yeah, I'm happy with that for the moment. Wait, did I already push this? Oh. Let's fix this bug. So the thing I wanted to fix also was this. I'm doing something funky with the aspect ratio. Yeah, we don't need to do that right now. So aspect ratio should be in the game. And actually, I have this process messages, which I'm not sure I'm even calling anymore. I guess I am. Yeah, I have this message hover button state and resize. And those should really be thread messages, rather. Ideally, we should process everything before we update the game. And right now I am doing this at the end of the frame. But I guess it could be worth having the same thing. At the beginning, just to check. So in, oh, yeah, that's fine. So in here, we get the width and height. We don't have to do this stuff anymore. glViewport. I wonder where this is used. Because I feel like it's not used anywhere. Huh? Oh, I see. Is one of them? No. What is this? Why is it searching in the completely different file from somewhere else? It makes no sense. See this. Why is this here? This is not part of this source. This is completely different place. Weird. So yeah, this one I'm pretty sure you have to use just for OpenGL to work. Yeah, I need to push this message. So task push. Full screen toggle. Here we go. No, not full screen toggle. Okay. So we are doing window resize, task args. And what? We need to recalculate the matrix. This one. Wait, hold on. I need to actually look this up. So OpenGL, draw. We are using. Do I actually need this? I guess not. This is Emscripten again. What the fuck? It's a completely different project. Here, view projection, window dimensions. Do we even need to push this? Like, this is not thread safe, but I don't know if I actually care about making it thread safe. Window loop. We can ignore this for the moment. I need to actually do this because this is my input. But we can just see if it works. Unused variable. Oh no. That doesn't seem right. Completely different project. Hello? Okay. Why is this wrong? So our orthographic projection is just 0. And the reason why is because we never call this. Which is interesting. We don't have to actually call this ever, except for once at the very beginning. Except we might need to call it actually. Infinite, huh? Okay, fine. So maybe we do need to call this all the time. Do we need to do it accurately? Because right now I'm not doing any multi-threading checks on it at all. We can try it without multi-threading for the moment. No, task arcs. Super cool. Okay. I think it should be fine. I kind of don't want to track the width and height. Like I calculate the matrix and that should be it. Hmm. I kind of need to do exactly the same thing at boot, which is what I was changing before. This thing, right? Peace. All right. I am kind of running out of steam. I've been working all day as well. So let's see if this is working. It's not working. So am I doing it backwards? Left, right, bottom, top, near, far. So why is that? And especially why if I'm making it larger, maybe I have to play the game for this to work. But I feel like I feel like something is being backwards. Window dimensions. I'm not even using that at this point. It's almost as if this never executes. That's the only one. And that's the only one. No, it's curious. You can also see on the very first frame, it's jumping up. If I draw it here, so I think I'm doing something with the, like I'm not reading the right size. Oh, let's see here. OpenGL viewport. Why would it do this? So window proc, are we not calling it? We're definitely calling it. Hello, Nopjar. Thank you for the raid. We are debugging this. So at this point, like, what do we got? That looks accurate to me. So we are calling render projection. We are calling here with, 2,400 something. And this seems okay to me. I don't see anything obviously wrong with it. And then in OpenGL, I'm not even looking at the entities. This thing. This is 0. We are just reading it straight through. And it looks like it's the same values. So why is it doing that? Are we doubling the size or something like that? It looks like it's the correct size. 24 or 50. I don't know. What's weird is that turning off this viewport function does nothing. Wait. So let me try something. We are doing, because the weird thing is whatever size we set at the start always works. Like it's always correct. The first size here, this is always good. It's only when we're resizing that something is going on. See, this is working. Why is that working? And that is also working. Why would I not want to calculate the orthographic projection? That doesn't make sense to me. Especially because I'm calculating it once at the beginning of the program. It's even working without this. Yeah. Also notice that when I first do the scaling, it doesn't jump up for some reason. I think I need, maybe we can do render view or render doc. Maybe this will make sense. Hmm. Right. Um, so I guess what's happening here is that this width is getting larger and larger. And this is defined as being occupying some pixel value, like zero, not zero, but like 100 to 200, let's say. So when this is growing from like 1600 to 2400 or something like this, it becomes smaller. It's shrinking. So does that mean, what does that mean? Does it mean that I'm just doing UI wrong? Or at least I'm thinking about it wrong? Entity, right? So the thing is just like I might have to rethink the UI because I think I still need the aspect ratio. Okay. Well, never mind that for now, I guess. I still want to get back to my inputs and everything should go through the queue. I'm I'm sorry guys, I'm getting real tired. Where was I? Not the game. Main. No. Window. Yeah. We can do this for now. Like, why not? Button down. We need to add this here. Call it. Actually, for these, I don't need to do anything. But at the end of the frame, also. Okay. This we can delete. Yeah, right at the end of the frame, the things that I unchecked before here. This is where we need to do hover and buttons. So push. Just task push, right? What function? I don't think I have one. Pop. whatever this thing was doing. Yeah. Input hover. Maybe that's all I need to do really. So this is mouse hover arcs. Hover X. Now again, this might make more sense once we get further. But you might be asking yourself, why are we not just putting this on the window thread and update it there? Well, it's because I want to read all of the inputs on a separate thread, which is will be the same as the window thread, I guess. And then all of them can be stacked on the game thread, and it can process everything at once. And then hopefully it will have the latest inputs. But yeah. I think that's all I need to do. I need to add it in the header. Stride. Mouse hover. Args. Yeah. Well, no. There we go. because I changed the memory layout. So yeah, just forget about that. Size of args. Cool. And we need to do the same thing with the inputs. So thread input. I guess it could be the same. It could be all input, right? Oh, this entire thing I need. For bit count I32 of U64. So 64 total. If args input buttons is that, then yeah. That should work. So that we don't need this. We just need to do buttons equals that. Oh, no. Why not? So we definitely did something. X, Y, O. Well, Y should not be 0. No. Twelve. 12 is well, the 12th index, 48. South. Yeah, that makes sense. So like, oh, it did work. But I had to click down here. Button click, yeah. So it's doing it upside down. Size of the window. Or do we need to do that here? I was already doing this before. I'm not really sure what you put this because like I don't want to have a function here to get the window height every single time. So then the alternative would be to put it maybe here. But then I still have to read it. Even though I've already pushed the thing. I'm not sure. Win32 window. Do I have to do this get window rect? I might need to do it. Window handle. Yeah. I have to check what this is. W rect. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, that's it. What does it say? This is like coordinates of the window. Also, it's not adjusting it based on the style. Ugh. It's giving screen coordinates that are relative. The upper left corner. I want the inside of the window. Get client rect. Is that the one? And it's always 00. I think that's the one I need. Yeah, exactly. So we take the bottom minus the hover, and then that should fix it. So we can't click here, we can't click there, but we can click there. Did it click? I might be like 1 pixel off. Yes, it clicked. And here we should also be able to click, and we can. And then it loads eventually. Cool. Now the last thing for today. And then we are basically back to where I was before I started with the multi-threading. I need to delete all of the UI stuff. Delete, I forget. I feel like I should go through and delete the UI here as well. So start game. It's a function. And before I did this, destroy all the prefabs and destroy all the UI. I don't want to do this on a thread for obvious reasons. So instead, I need to queue them. So that would be task push. No, whatever. Now, because these are before me pushing player and whatever, that should still be fine. I believe. And I might even, I don't know. I was thinking maybe I will change these functions so that instead of actually destroying all of them, I'm just marking all of them for destruction. And then I run into the deletion function eventually anyway, but I actually do want to destroy everything here before I start pushing other things on top. So it might be worth it just to have these functions as, you know, destroy everything and then push new things on top. So yeah, we need task args. I don't think I need anything for this. It could be a dummy. Incompatible. We will change that. And prefab 2. All right. Let's see here. Oops. Errors. Redefinition. Sure, makes sense. Can I still... I can do this. Or can I do this? Task args. Maybe I can't do that. And I can't do this either, because these are anonymous to the union here. So I guess the easiest solution is just to wrap them like this. Does it work? We will find out. Component users is negative. So it seems like we were deleting too many things. Zero. So what is this component? Am I never adding the user to the component because I deleted it or something? Entity destroy. So like I have entity add mesh. Although it doesn't seem to do anything. Entity users, maybe component. Position, face normal, mesh triangle, rectangle, tetrahedron. Wait. So when I'm adding my meteoroid, I call this function. And then add primitive. And I guess I'm never doing a entity shader type, this thing, right? I'm never doing emesh comp users plus plus. Unimplemented destroy. So what type is it? Invalid? Yeah. Same thing for the entity itself. So entity create. No, it's plus plus. Oh, what? Who are you? Zero. The entity ID is 0. Does it even exist? See? The first entity is having entity ID 1. At least the one created here. Active count 0. In use. Data. See? So how are we deleting? How are we deleting something that doesn't exist? Active count. Okay, never mind. This one is still EID 1. So I must be deleting something that shouldn't exist. I'm gonna have to call it there though. Thank you very much for watching. I hope it wasn't too slow today. I got done what I wanted, which was fixing the like really annoying bug with multi-threading. Yeah, I think I just kind of ran out of steam, especially after working all day, getting up early, and now it's midnight. So yeah, I hope it was still interesting. Thank you very much for watching.